You're my healer, you're my redeemer, you're my comforter, you're my all in all. And so, guys, as we come into this message, yes, we're singing songs of praise in order to glorify and honor our Heavenly Father for the platform that He's given, and to receive the word, to receive the word and the message that He has in store for you guys. And as always, I want you guys to get into the habit of taking any messages that you receive back to our Father in heaven in prayer, to ask Him what it is that He desires for you to receive from this message. So, as always, I'm grateful for the subscribers as well, and the rapid increase that He's allowed me to have on this particular platform in my obedience. And so today I have 6 points to pray for when it's concerning your fruitfulness. And so He had me to release two components, two parts of being fruitful and what that means. And so, like I said, 6 points are what follows now. And those 6 points are, number one, being you need to make sure that you're praying for the ability and the wisdom to receive well that which our Father desires to place within your physical, your mental, or your metaphorical abilities. And so you're going to ask Him, what is it that you desire me to receive as far as my ability goes? Give me wisdom. Give me the ability to be able to do well and to receive well that which you desire to place within me physically, mentally, or metaphorically. And so the second point is you're going to make sure that you're praying for the knowledge to prepare for that which you are being called to. And this one, guys, it hits close to home, because a lot of times we know that there's something that we're being called to, but in our preparational time, we don't spend enough time in prayer. We don't spend enough time receiving the knowledge that we know that we're going to need during this time of waiting. So your window of waiting is not for you to be lazy. It's not for you to just be stagnant. It's not for you to just be mopey. You should actually be seeking all the time. You should actually be gaining insight all the time. You should actually be growing and not being at a place of standing still all the time. And so when you are praying concerning your fruitfulness, which means that you're receiving the ability to prosper and receive wealth and abundance, all of these different aspects of who you want to be and who you want to operate as, when you get to be that full version of yourself that He desires you to be, you have to prepare for these things. He's not just going to give you something. This is why He gives you the parable of the talents. He wants you to be fruitful. He wants to unlock that. He wants to release it, but there is a process. And if you're not operating in that process accordingly, it can cause you to miss out on a lot of things, or it can cause you to extend the time frame in which you are actually operating of. The seasons, for example, the wilderness season it was only supposed to take a couple of days, and it was prolonged because of the behavior. So it's the same scenario. Be sure that you're praying for knowledge to prepare for that which you are being called to, equipping yourself for what you're being called to. And then the next prayer point, the third prayer point, is pray for the understanding of the knowledge which you are led to be filled with. So when He fills you with the knowledge, if it's anything that you don't understand, or even before He gives it to you, ask for the understanding and the ability to be able to comprehend what it is that He's filling you with. Because a lot of times we get visions, but we sit on that vision instead of adding the extra components and the action steps through praying and covering those areas, and then you don't understand. So then it causes a stagnancy. It causes a stagnancy, or it causes you to be just kind of stuck in one place for an extended period of time, like I just said, with the season of wilderness. And so make sure that you're praying for the understanding of the knowledge which you are led to be filled with. And then the fourth point is make sure that you're praying for the capacity to hold it all and not be wasteful with it. You don't ever want to be under capacity when you have something being given to you, especially from the heavenly realm. And so when you look at that, you want to make sure that you are actually praying for the capacity to hold it all. Pray for the capacity, so the expansion of the capacity for you to be able to hold what it is that He's giving you, and for you not to be wasteful with it when you do receive the capacity. How are you going to manage it? How are you going to steward over it? You should be stewarding well over it. You should be stewarding it in the spirit, with the spirit of excellency. And then the fifth component The fifth point is pray for good fruits to be produced and growth through influence and impact, and to those which you're led to and who are led to you. And so when you're doing that, make sure that you're praying for these good fruits to be produced, for the growth through the influence and the impact to those which are led to you and who you are led to. It's self-explanatory for that one. You want to make sure that you're producing good fruit. A part of producing good fruit is having a good reputation, is having a good name, is having the good ability to be able to operate in the spirit of excellence and steward well over all of the things that he gives you. And then the sixth component is you want to make sure that you are praying for the enjoyment without hindering. Guys, you're going to want to make sure that you are praying for the ability to enjoy without hindering avenues, heartaches, separation, anxiety, roadblocks, spiritually. All of these different things that could spiritually attack you are causing interference with what he's doing in your life. And so, spiritually speaking, all of these different aspects are ways that interfere with the flow. And we've talked about this on several videos. And so he has me keep talking about the flow and the alignment of things. But it is how he operates. He does not operate outside of alignment. He doesn't operate outside of chaos, inside of chaos. He operates in order. And so if you are in a state of chaos, then he's not present. Okay? And so with that, and I guess I shouldn't say that he's not present, because he does have the ability to allow certain things to happen. But what I'm saying is your enjoyment, and when it's sabotaged, when he's told you that you're supposed to be enjoying something, that's not from him. And so praying against, these different hindering avenues, the heartache that could cause a setback, the separation or anxiety, roadblocks, all of these different aspects of things that separate or deter the gifts of favor that are being released from heaven in your assignment. And so then the last point, and the seventh point, is make sure, and this is an additional one because I know I said 6 points, but this last one, in addition to, is pray that you're increased with your faith, your obedience, your diligence, and your reward and favorable prosperity in all of the areas that are linked to where it is that you're being called. Because it is our Father who gives the fruitfulness. It is him who orchestrates these things so beautifully. It is him who is going to give you the abundance life, the wealth life. Your faith is required for you to receive a lot of these things, especially when he's taking you into new territory. And so for those of you that are walking in this particular season or getting ready to walk into it, you understand exactly what I'm saying, because a lot of times things don't make sense in the natural, but you understand it in the spiritual because you're growing and you're spiritually maturing. And so pray for the increase of faith. Pray for the increase of your obedience. So as you're given these visions and the assignments, pray for your obedience in the walk. Pray for your obedience when you get there. Pray for your obedience with anything that flows and is attached and linked to it. So when you're in it and you're in the flow, things are going to start to happen. Things are going to start to transition. And as they transition, pray for your obedience to be able to remain faithful to him and to honor him in everything that you do and to glorify him. And so the next portion of this one is to pray for diligence. Pray for your obedience and your diligence to not become laxed, to not become lazy, to not become a glutton. All of these different things. Pray for your diligence, your eating habits, your sleeping habits, your work habits. All of these things require discipline and structure. So make sure you're praying for these things as you receive your assignments. And then pray for your reward. Pray for your rewards to be greater. Pray for your reward to be something that's favorable not only to yourself, but for others. Because we know that we don't receive favorable gifts for us to just keep them. We also receive favorable gifts for us to be able to share and display those gifts of heaven to other people, because a lot of times your life may be the only aspect of how someone sees the heavenly favors flowing. And so that's a big weight to carry. And so make sure that you're praying for your diligence and your rewards to be great, and for your obedience in operating when you do receive the rewards. Pray for Lastly, your favorable prosperity. Your favorable prosperity, because we know with favor that can only come from the Most High. And so when you're favored and when it's favorable and then it prospers, that's a multitude right there, guys. That's a lesson in itself. And so you always want to make sure that your prosperity is favorable to Him and it's pleasing to Him. And you're glorifying, honoring Him with everything that you've been given. And so, guys, that's what I have for you guys. So those are the 6 points that you should be praying concerning your fruitfulness. All right, so I look forward to you guys in the next video. As always, take it back to our Father in heaven and ask Him what it is that He desires for you to receive well from this message. And until I see you guys again, take care.